Hello and many thanks for joining us on Biz Headlines on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Ernestina Sewa Asante. To our very first story, the independent power producers, distributors and bulk consumers have threatened to cut power supply from the national grid at the end of June this year should government fail to settle its debt. The government is said to owe the IPPs an amount of $1.630 billion as of April 2023. The IPPs consist of Twin City Energy, AKSA, Kapowership, Sandan Asogli, Send Power and Send It. A report cited by GhanaWeb indicated that the move could result in a significant power shortfall due to IPPs having a controlling stake of over 65% of the available thermal power generation in Ghana. It further stated that the IPPs and DBCs would on Monday, May 29th, write to the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, about the development. After what seemed like a pressure mounted on Freddie Blay, the board chairman of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, he has indicated that he is no longer pursuing the offer of having Petro SA get an equal split in the interest held by GNPC's subsidiary, Jubilee Oil Holdings Limited. According to a report, Freddie Blay said the decision was informed by the directive given by the Minister of Energy, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. The GNPC board chairman is also reported to have stated that he did no wrong in offering interest in Ghana's oil fields to a South African oil company. The Greater Accra Regional Chairman of AGI, Chonam Akpelo, has made a case for businesses that import raw materials to be exempted from the payment of import taxes at the port. He explained that the collection of taxes, including value-added taxes on imported raw materials, piles up the burden of businesses, and this has become unbearable for them. Mr. Akpelo indicated that the taxes paid at the port have become increasingly too high as businesses pay VAT on both imported raw materials and finished products.
The taxes you need to pay at the port are becoming increasingly too high for our members to endure. We import most of our raw materials from abroad. When you are importing the raw materials, you are asked to pay VAT. After you finish producing the product also, you are also asked to pay VAT. So it's almost like double taxation. We're asking for government to reconsider the calibration of the tax and the VAT and ensure that raw materials coming to the country do not attract taxes. We are also asking for a total support for indigenous businesses. We want clarity of policy. We want the policy environment to be so clear so that people who are keen to invest in Ghana know for sure that when they invest, their investment will be protected.
President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has noted that the maritime transport covers about 70% of Ghana's trade. He further said the fishing sector constitutes 10% of Ghana's workforce, meaning this sector contributes 4.5% of the country's gross domestic product. Speaking at the National Blue Economy Summit in Accra, President Akufo-Addo said the ocean needs to be protected, stating that the coastal area is home to about 7.5 million people in Ghana.
Our coastal area is home to some 7.5 million people. Like many other coastal African countries, the blue economy provides us with food, employment, and income. For instance, some 10% of Ghana's workforce is employed in the fishing sector, which also accounts for 4.5% of the country's GDP. Additionally, 70% of Ghana's trade is carried by sea through the ports of Tema and Takoradi. We are well positioned to benefit from the ocean resources if sustainably managed.
Ghana's currency is poised for one of the strongest rallies globally after the West African nation's $3 billion pact With the International Monetary Fund gave investors hope it can climb back from last year's debt crisis. The cedi was the best performer worldwide against the dollar in the run-up to the IMF deal, which was sealed mid-month. That was the latest in a series of violent swings since Ghana unilaterally suspended payments on most of its external debt in December. The currency is poised to end the month with 5.3% advance, the fourth biggest of about 150 currencies tracked by Bloomberg. Elon Musk has regained the top position as the world's richest man. The Tesla chief executive officer surpassed luxury tycoon Bernard Arnault on Wednesday after shares of Arnault LVMH fell 2.6% in Paris trading. Elon Musk and the 74-year-old Frenchman have been neck on neck for the top spot this year in a Bloomberg Billionaires Index, a listing of the world's 500 richest people. That's all for today. Thank you very much for joining us on Biz Headlines on GhanaWeb TV. We have more stories on www.ghanaweb.com. Follow us on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the GhanaWeb. On YouTube, GhanaWeb TV. My name is Ernestina Sewa Asante.